Hi, folks. So we are back for yet another squad, and this time it's Australia. So yeah, I'm in the team who has always reigned in the 50 over formats, be it in World Cup, be it in Champions Trophy. Yeah, the last two times in Champions Trophy they haven't been successful enough, but this time they will look to gain it back. So we are here to analyze the squad, and we will try to start with the 15-man squad that was announced yesterday. So the 15-man squad is they've started with Marnus Labuschagne, Matthew Short, Steve Smith, Alex Carey, Josh Inglis, Aaron Hurdy, Travis Head, Mitch Marsh, Glenn Maxwell, Marcus Twinis, Nathan Ellis, Josh Hazelwood, Mitch Stark, Adam Zampa, and last but not least, the captain, Pat Cummins. So now we would like to assemble a playing 11 and have some sort of a understanding or debate, whatever you call it. And I'm joined by Shubhradeep. So Shubhradeep, let's start.
Very straightforward. I don't think there is any argue on Travis Head's position at the top order. Is there any argue? There's no argue. I mean, he is smashing it. Sometimes he just gives Australia a star, like 100 runs in the first 10 overs, and you can take the game away with
Yeah,
the middle order.
absolutely. And since 2022, I mean, he's averaging 59 and the strike rate is 121 in ODI cricket.
Well, that's enough for an opener. Even if he scores 80, as he was making in the England series, he scored the first couple of hundreds in the England series. So he was being great touch. Even in the Test series, he scored 200s in back-to-back Test matches for Australia against India in the Border Oscar Trophy. So he has been excellent form. I am going with Matthew Short. I think Matthew Short is because of the reason he has just scored a brilliant 100 for Adelaide Strikers in the Big Bash League a couple of days ago as they're making the video. So Matthew Short is a right and left-hander combination. With Travis Head is a great partnership. I think with Matthew Short you can also get a couple of overs of spin, which is very required in Pakistan and if they qualify and face India in Dubai. So that can be a good combination. At number 3 and 4, I think Steve Smith and Marnus Labuschagne, as it was the case with the World Cup 2023, and
Yeah,
the fact both of them can play the spin well, which is very important when you are going to subcontinental surfaces, and also the fact that both of them can actually soak the pressure. When you are lost a couple of wickets early in the game, it's also important to have more than the gun batters. It's also important to see who can soak the pressure. So these guys can soak the pressure as well. At number 5, I think this is the Glenn Maxwell. There's no kind of a man who is doing what is he
yeah.
doing at the moment. I think it's like
But there
a
is
day
uh,
a day ago I
another
saw
thing. I mean,
Maxwell kind of, yeah, a day ago I saw
so
Maxwell kind of single-handedly took his team Melbourne Stars to a respectable total with
yeah,
with Usama Mir on the other end. He almost he was the main contributor in a huge run partnership. Then there is can be a point which can be an argo. I think Shopto is itching to say that he doesn't want Marcus Stoinis, but I generally want Marcus Stoinis at number 6. But
yeah.
yeah,
But
I
I
think
will also say something for Mitch Marsh. So are you dropping Mitch Marsh because he was a part of the last two when they won the T20 World Cup and also the ODI World Cup? Now, when Warner was playing, he was playing at 3. So there can be two cases. Either he now joins Travis Head at the top, Head and Marsh, or you play him at 3 and play Short at the top. So then you are pushing down Smith and Labuschagne at 4 and 5, Maxi at 6. And then you have got only one spot left at 7 where you can play one out of Inglis, Carey, or Marcus Twinis. Now, something against Marcus Twinis. I mean, I just don't get it why Australia have gone back to Marcus Twinis. Yeah, and also he wasn't playing a lot after the 2023 World Cup in the ODI format. Yeah, absolutely no denying of the fact that he's a superstar when it comes to the 20 over game. He can bowl, he can bat, he can do everything. But in the ODI format, he's somehow struggled every time he stepped out for Australia. And if we particularly look at his stats, I mean, his last 50 came in 2019 when he played against India in that second ODI in 2019 March. So that's almost around 6 years. And he's averaging below 20, 19.8 he's averaging. And it's also not that he's bashing the ball too hard, which is where his strike rate is just 90. So I absolutely don't support the cause case for Marcus Twinis. But I think Shubhradeep is really eager to play him at number
uh,
6.
I think the reason only is he's someone who has been part of those countries. His slower countries have been played a lot of franchise cricket, so he has that kind of experience. And experience is something I always back in ICC events in big countries, and Australia is also one of those countries who back experience a lot in those tournaments. So Alice Stoinis, I think, has found a little bit of a rhythm in the Big Bash League, also captain the Melbourne Stars, and I won't say that he has done a great job for the Stars, but from a point of view, around 300 runs, strike rate of 130 around, average of 30 around in the Big Bash League. I think he has got a rhythm. One of the things that to see for Marcus Stoinis is the slower off-cutters he bowls. One of those bowls that can really
Yeah, I
take the
think it's the
surface of
bowling. It's the bowling
bowling.
which has always helped his cause in the ODI team.
Yeah, and that is something. And he required, he can bash the ball. He has the power. He has always seen it. I mean, being a Chennai fan, I know what he did with CSK for the playing for the Lucknow Super Giants last year in Chennai. So I know how hard he can smash the ball. So yeah, I'm just keeping him because I'm not really supportive towards English. The fact is, English hasn't played even in a BBL because of his injury that he picked up in the BGT or Border Gavaskar trophies. So I haven't seen him getting in rhythm. For me, it's always about the rhythm. If you are rhythm, if you're playing continuous cricket, you get the ball, you get the feed of the ball really in your bat, and becomes a little bit easier for him. I think it will be very, very clear who will play in the position when they play the one of ODI in Sri Lanka before taking the
Yeah,
flight to Pakistan. So yeah, I'm giving it Alex Carey at number 7. I think Alex
yeah.
Carey
Also,
has
I
been.
mean, there will be a case of English versus Carey maybe, but Carey played excellently when they toured England in
Yeah,
September, and I mean he was averaging 82 with a strike rate of 106,
and also the
so he
number
has done
7.
pretty well.
I think even if you
Yeah,
have to have
also in the
England, then you
World
have
Cup
to promote him.
2023, I just didn't get why they dropped Carey abruptly after that
Yeah.
one match against India on a tough track where he got out to Ravindra Jadeja. I think in a couple of balls he got out to Jadeja, and then they played English. Yeah, English played a handy knock in the semi-final, I remember, against South Africa. But since
Yeah.
then he hasn't contributed that much in the 50 over format. So there will be always a case. I think right now Carey is just ahead of English.
Yeah, so there's Kerry. I'm keeping him, and then I think Pat Cummins has also a lot of belief on Kerry. The way he has supported him since his debut in the Ashes at the Gabba, so he has got the support from the captain, which is really important. There's the interesting thing is that Australia is keeping both Hazelwood, Stark, and Mitchell Stark in the pace category, which is very normal. Chris Try is there along with Adam Zampa, who is the lone spinner. I mean, lone kind of a frontline spinner, I would say, in the
Yeah, I mean these four
playing
guys
11.
are always there when you look at an Australian team for an IC tournament.
Yeah, the only thing is for me is George Bailey has said that we are keeping fingers closed for both Cummins and Hazelwood, both who are struggling with their injury and recovering from it. I mean, Cummins is in a good rhythm. I think Hazelwood will play the one of ODI against Sri Lanka. He's in track of it. Um, Pat Cummins is not sure for it. I'm not sure of where Pat Cummins will see himself. Steve Smith is there also always for the backup captaincy, but he won't play the Sri Lanka series. The Pat Cummins. So there's so many clouds, and George Bailey has said that they can change the squad in the next 4 weeks. So there's always a bit of a yes or no kind of a thing. So I'm not sure about what Pat Cummins. The interesting for me is that Nathan Ellis had tripped over Shane Abbott and Xavier Bartlett in the squad, which is I think has happened because this kind of that slower delivery, that knuckle delivery he bowls, and which can be held the surface of Pakistan. They're playing 2 games in Lahore against England and Afghanistan, between which they play South Africa in Rawalpindi, which will be a run fest in against South Africa. They are one of the countries, South Africa, who
Yeah,
only bats the ball. So they need someone who, even if one of those injuries kind of struggle us, and Stark has played a lot since the in the home summer. Hazelwood is
yeah, he played
struggling.
5 tests,
Cummins is
and
struggling.
even in the SCG test, he was playing with some sort of a strain in his ribs, and
Yeah,
he just pushed through in the for the last game.
yeah. So there is always a question of who will. So yeah, I think the squad looks balanced. Aaron Hardy is there also for the backup of any of the all-rounder if they need
Yeah,
to
I think
think
Aaron
of.
Hardy is sort of there since Cameron Green is missing. Had Green been there, he would have been in place of Aaron Hardy or Stoinis maybe.
Yeah. So, but actually, overall, I think the squad looks really balanced. And what is important is the experience. The experience is always there for the squad. So I think that
Yeah,
that
maybe
is really
at
something that
times
will
there
push
might be a
Australia. I
bit of concern regarding the amount of spin if they play on a Dubai pitch. They have Zampa. Maxwell will again do his job with 10 overs maybe. But
yeah.
then they have to go to short if they play him or Labuschagne like they were doing in that England series, bowling them for 4 or 5 overs and get those
Even
overs of spin.
Travis Head can also bowl some spin. So they always
Yeah,
have so
yeah.
many
I think
options.
I think Travis Head was one of the standout bowlers in that England series. He picked up wickets at crucial
Yeah.
junctures.
very balanced squad, I have to say. I mean, they have keep the consistency in the squad picking since the World Cup. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean,
I'm
12
seeing them.
players out of those 15 in the 2023 victorious campaign.
That's what you do as a good champion side. You always keep your faith and believe on the players, no matter how they have performed. So yeah, something
And
that
even
they
8
always
are
do
common
Australia
from
in
the
their history.
2017 squad. So that speaks volumes of their
Oh my
consistency.
goodness. That is something that always do with good teams. The good teams always value their players' performance and always keep faith in the performance. Because what happens, Satoshi, is that when you change the squad, it becomes really hard for new players. They have to find the rhythm in the new side. They have to score runs, and then running between the wickets. So many times happens because you don't play with each other a lot of time. Running between the happens, and wicket falls. But something when you keep the same consistency always helps in the long run. So yeah, I'm seeing them in the semi-final. I'm sure you are also seeing them in the semi-final for sure, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, surely Australia, I'm seeing them at least in the semi-finals. Also, there's a bit of the injury cloud and all those things. So let's see how things pan out for them in the next few weeks. Fingers crossed. And guys, please watch out for the other teams as well. We'll keep coming with the other teams. So if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Please press the bell icon for further updates. And please share this video with as many guys as possible. Till then, cheers and goodbye.